Happy Monday, everybody. The first Monday of 2021. Man, we hope you are having a great year so far. If you were with us yesterday, whether that be in person or online, you know that we started a brand new series called Proverbs, and we gave it the tagline, Wisdom for a New Year. And we're going to be journeying this book together as we start 2021. It's going to be an amazing time. You've already had 3 devotionals that have come out in the past couple of days. And so we are excited to continue journeying that with you. Since today is January 4th, I'll be diving into Proverbs 4. And I'm going to hone in on one verse. And I'm excited about this because I think in Proverbs 4, we find one of the keys to truly understanding the entire book of Proverbs. And when we look at the writings of Solomon in Proverbs, we can see that the message that Solomon penned is undoubtedly not only written by him to all young men for instruction, but it is also what David taught Solomon as well. And as we know from yesterday's message and our first 3 devotionals, wisdom is the unquestioned subject of Proverbs. And we can see that in his writing, Solomon thought that wisdom and understanding was the most important things to have. Worldly wisdom is not what Solomon had in mind either. It's, we live in this world in this day and age where we have all the answers almost to anything right at our fingertips, and we can spend so much time in that, but that is not what Solomon had in mind. That his earthly knowledge was not his thing. Solomon, being taught of David and being gifted with the gift of wisdom which God had given him, realized that wisdom and knowledge of the things of God should bring a person even closer to God and therefore keep him from failure. And so that is what he was talking about through this entire book, is knowledge and wisdom of the things of God. He speaks of wisdom as if it's a person. In verse 6 of chapter 4, he says, "Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee." And I think this just speaks to what he felt was such importance of the relationship between us as humans and that wisdom and knowledge of the things of God, that we should work on it just as we do our other relationships. And as Solomon continues in the chapter, he drives home the point of seeking wisdom and cherishing and learning the things of God. But when we get to verse 23, we find one of the keys to understanding the book of Proverbs. Verse 23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." The human heart is the source of each person's actions, words, and thoughts. And people have a problem, and that is that their hearts are broken and sinful. Proverbs makes this clear when it says, "Who can say, I have kept my heart pure? I am clean and without sin." It says that in chapter 20, verse 9. And the reason people behave badly is because of their hearts. Jesus observed this reality when he said that evil words proceed from an evil heart in Matthew 12, and that deceit, sexual immorality, murder, theft, and other sins flow from the heart in Mark 7. And since humans have heart issues, they need new hearts for real and lasting change. Deuteronomy says that people fail to obey the law when their hearts are not turned toward God. It is promised that one day the Lord would perform an inner transformation of the heart that would enable obedience. Proverbs refers to this same hope, the hope for a heart that has God's wisdom and ways written on it. Foolishness is described in Foolishness is described in the Hebrew of Proverbs as literally lacking heart, which translated with some form of the English phrase having no sense in the NIV. But it says in Proverbs 15 that the wise person who listens to wisdom gains a heart. And as every verse in the Bible does, this passage points us to our desperate need for Jesus. People need to be born again with a new heart through faith in Jesus, who inaugurated the new covenant with his blood. Jesus said in Matthew 26, "This is the blood of my covenant," the promise that Proverbs refers to, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. And it is only through renewal in Christ that people can walk in wisdom. So walk in wisdom today, hone in on the things of God and learning those and walking in that wisdom. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope that you have a great rest of your Monday, and we will see you again tomorrow.